So what is going on, guys? We are back with another video, and we are rebuilding the Carolina Panthers, who played a lot worse than they probably should have. Their team isn't as great as I expected it to be, considering I didn't really think about the fact that their overalls were going to drop despite having a really solid squad. The cornerbacks are pretty rough. Defensive line is all right. There's quite a bit of things to actually upgrade. I like that we have Shaq Thompson. I like that we have Kuechly. Thomas Davis, however, even though I like him as a player in real life, for Madden, very, very old. I mean, in real life, he's pretty old as well. I can't really, you can't just say, oh, straight up, it's just real life that he's fine. But offensive line, I guess there's a few things that we could definitely go with. Try Turner or Trey, whatever you want to call him. Tight end's fine. Wide receiver, we could probably get another new one. Running back, that's a very good question, actually, because Stewart's getting a little old. He's a pretty solid player, though. What's his development trait? Normal for an 86 overall? All right. Cam, what's he got? Superstar. So we should be able to get Cam back on track through this rebuild. Funches, definitely going to be some sort of starter for us. Kelvin Benjamin, does he have quick development trait? Okay, if he didn't have quick, I was going to just give it to him right there because he definitely should. Greg Olsen, a little bit on the older side, but he's fine for now. Norwell's going to need a contract. Ryan Kalil definitely needs to be traded just at the end of his career, basically. Trey Turner, very solid, actually. He's got quick development trait as well. Definitely going to start him. Mike Rimmers, or Remmers. Hopefully it's Remmers, not Rimmers. Charles Johnson. He's not getting paid that much, so good on the Panthers. I see a lot of teams like the Colts overpaying for players that aren't even that great, but at least, the Panthers have a couple players that aren't super great, but they're not being overpaid, so I like that a lot. Thomas Davis not even really being overpaid either. I mean, to be fair, he's really good, so it's not like, he doesn't deserve it. So we trade a third round, Thomas Davis and Ryan Kalil for Jarvis Landry. Overpaid a little bit for it, but willing to get rid of most of that stuff. Obviously not the draft pick so much. So we trade a little steep, but Michael Orr, a second round this year and a third round next year for Casey Hayward from the Chargers. Guy that I never really trade for. So for some reason they wanted Philly Brown, Worley, and a second round next year for Fletcher Cox. I wanted that trade big time. For some reason they were willing to give it. So we trade one of our up-and-comer backup defensive tackles in a 6th round for Corey Linsley from the Packers. I'm trying to get Bakhtiari, but he has developed very quickly, which I'm very happy about in real life. Here we trade Paul Soliai and Gene. Is his name Gino? Or Glenn Gradkowski. I don't fucking know. And a 6th round this year for the Niners' 1st round draft pick this year. So here we trade, because we got that Niners 1st round, we trade our 1st round draft pick this year, Charles Johnson and Will Hill, for David Bakhtiari. Finally got him. Mario Addison in a 7th round next year for Zach Martin from the Cowboys. Big issue I am seeing here, though, other than our contracts that are already a little rough, we have a lot of guys that are going to be re-signed next year, and that's really going to hurt this team. So here we trade Kurt Coleman in a 4th round for Anthony Barr, who is going to play outside linebacker for us in our coverage scheme. So here we trade Terrence Knighton, Wendell, and Remmers for Jalen Smith, who hopefully will go over to the strong safety spot decently. So as expected, Kuechly does move over to a 99 overall at right out. We've never really had someone like Anthony Barr at strong safety. It probably wouldn't work in real life. But I think we're going to give it a go. At least for a year, because Jalen could most likely win Defensive Rookie of the Year at middle linebacker. It's a very important position, and usually most players can play there decently. We actually trade Ted Ginn, a 4th this year and a 5th round next year for the Broncos' 2nd round pick this year. We were actually able to trade a long snapper, a 4th and a 2nd round this year for the Browns' 1st overall pick. So this is going to be our team. We still have those 2 first-round draft picks that are looking very good position-wise. Offensive line, first year, is very solid. Greg Olsen, a very beastie tight end. Probably the best tight end in the league right now. Cam Newton, pretty solid. Jonathan Stewart, pretty decent if he can stay on the field. Decent wide receivers. Probably look for one in the draft. Safeties, Corners, okay, I guess. Defensive line could be better, but it is really awesome. And linebackers by the end of the year is going to be amazing. So before we look at the potential beastie rookies, let's see the negotiations. Kawan Short, Andrew Norwell. So nothing really big this year. I would assume next year is going to be the big one. We do have one draft story. It is some sort of offensive lineman. You can see that all day. Derek Sparks was a rugby player just a few weeks ago, but his strength and endurance translates well to football. I don't know what it is, but it takes so long to sim. 7-7-2. Oh my, what? That is so weird, by the way. I've never seen that. 18th, man, we played really bad. We played really badly. Artis Payne stole a lot of touchdowns, but hey, Jonathan Stewart killed it. Kelvin Benjamin, 1,000 yards. Jarvis Landry, huge disappointment. Offensive blocking, very spectacular. I don't know how this offense struggled so hard. Jalen Smith, balling out of control. You might already switch him over. I think, wow, oh shit. I thought it said 7 picks for Fletcher Cox. I was like, okay, wrong scheme. But I think we're going to put Jalen Smith at outside linebacker already and put our boy Cockass, what is his name? Fucking Keekly back at middle linebacker. Coney Ely outperformed Fletcher Cox. Interesting. Kicking, Graham Gano is very solid, so I can't be mad at that at all. Any kick return touchdowns? And not kick return or punt return. Hopefully we got some sort of award. I would assume Defensive Rookie of the Year was locked down by us. Hopefully. Let's see. We have no Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, no. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Ezekiel Elliott. Were we close to any of those? No. Defensive Rookie of the Year. You got to be fucking kidding me. 3rd for Jalen. Oh, come on. This is bad. This rebuild looks so good. Panthers, we got 4th. Vikings. Are we going to have no award? I don't think we are. Best kicker, potentially. Even that, we can't win. Terrible awards for us. And we had the sliders on first year. So we're already very far behind in this rebuild if you consider everything in consideration. I already said consideration. Holy shit. That's the worst a rookie middle linebacker has ever done for me. Congratulations, Jalen Smith. You are shit. Oh, my Lord. That is... Jalen Smith's not shit, but he was shit for us, which is all that matters, honestly. Fuck. That really sucks. I was really expecting this team to be deadly, and somehow we're not. What is this? So, I mean, with a non-upgraded team, like a whole year, and we did nothing, I guess we're going to play the Packers and get absolutely mollywopped. This is a team that we cannot match up well against. Apparently we do, and it's bullshit. 86 overall versus their 86 overall, but apparently we just played like crap. Cam Newton is just not who he used to be. And 3rd and 3, a huge stop. 4th and 3, they convert, and of course they're going to score a touchdown from that close. 8-point deficit, though. Pretty hard to lose this game, especially when you find a Greg Olsen play for 28 yards. That is going to be a game, 100%, especially after we score the touchdown. Aaron Rodgers is a dangerous man, but not dangerous enough, as we do take the 39-24 lead, or victory anyways. Aaron Rodgers not feeling good about it. Obviously, you wouldn't. It's a tough team if it was real, not real life. I mean, if it was real life, 100%, but real life Panthers just aren't what they seem to be or they should be. So Cam Newton does get a playoff win there, and I would assume he outgunned Rodgers. He technically did. I thought Rodgers threw a pick. He didn't, though. Rushing, Jonathan Stewart. A lot of carries, not really the production you would expect him to have. Cameron Artis Payne, don't know what it is, but the man just scores touchdowns left and right. Jarvis Landry did all right. Kelvin Benjamin. All of our guys were pretty, average. Do we have any sacks? Fletcher Cox and Ely. No picks, of course. Kicking even. So we did win our wild card game, which is pretty spectacular. But either way, the most important thing is 13-3 Seahawks. That's not a good look for us at all. Panthers and Seahawks always have some decent, interesting games, I'll say. So hopefully that, at minimum, if we do lose, is the case. But it would 4th and 2, and we missed the field goal. Okay, fair enough. I mean, that sucks, but fair enough. And they kicked their field goal. They're only down by 7 now. Just run the ball. That's all you need to do. We're throwing it, apparently. Is that another loss of yards, or what happened there? And I'm so confused. 3rd and 3. Please hit this field goal. Oh, we got it. We apparently got it. I don't know how, and we win the game. I don't know how in the world we just beat the Packers and Seahawks to go to the NFC Championship game when we were 7-2 and looked like we could do nothing on both sides of the ball. Russell Wilson, of course, with 2 picks. We've seen both of those. Jonathan Stewart, quite a bit of a different game for yardage, or for average, a lot better. Funchess had 2 touchdowns. Nice. That's a little weird. Tyler Lockett had 5 catches for 22 yards. That's a very low average. 4.4 yards a catch. Definitely a lot of screens or something. Defensive, did we get a lot of sacks? Fletcher Cox with 1.5. Casey Hayward with a tie. Graham Gano missed that field goal. That's really rough to miss. But hey, on to the NFC Championship game. Cowboys, Chiefs, Patriots. Very well could be the, scenario. That was a glitch and a half, but either way, it appears, I mean, we got a chance, but it very well appears that we are not going to be advancing to the Super Bowl. 3rd and 1, we can't convert. Clutch 4th and 6. 2nd and 6, however. Penalty on the defense. We are most likely going to score a touchdown. We do. So we're only down by 3 with the 2-point conversion. And all we have to do is stop them. And it's something we can't do. The Cowboys... Wait, was that a pick? It wasn't a pick. God damn it. The Cowboys advanced to the Super Bowl on a 3-point victory. That's rough. That is a rough way to lose it by 3 points. Huge comeback in the 4th quarter, down 17-3. You go back in the game, and what do you see? You see a terrible decision, start of the 4th, to field goal at the, within the 10-yard line on 4th and 1. That is the worst coaching scenario ever. Didn't outperform Cam. 2 interceptions, we still ended up losing. We even ran the ball better somehow than the Cowboys. We ran the ball better than the Cowboys at every level. No touchdown rushing, but really if you kind of look at that, it appears they had more opportunities. You see only 2 more throws from us, but they had what appeared to be at least 8 to 10 more plays in general. Defensively, do we have any sacks? Mario Addison for the Cowboys ironically shows up. Let's see, Super Bowl, I would assume the Patriot. No, it was the Cowboys. So the Cowboys were only able to win by 8. Wow. Tom Brady put up for 400 yards, just about. Don't really know how well Tom Brady played, but man, if that was a real Super Bowl, that would be one hell of a game to watch. Hopefully that is what it is like this year. Not saying I want these teams to be the opponents, but a nice score fest like that would be nice. Cowboys missed a field goal. Still was enough to win the game, though. So we only signed 1 guy. I can't even remember who the hell it was. But everyone else we let go because they're all wanting almost $1 million or more each. And some of the guys were a 60 overall or under. Someone very well could have went unsigned, and that's not the case. Well, Swearinger, I guess. He's never really in there. Terrence Williams, I don't think, is usually in there. Morris Claiborne, not really worth the price. Vernon Davis. No one really spectacular in here. I mean, there's a couple of guys. I'm not really seeing any spectacular names. So, I mean, once again, you'll know if we sign anyone, but probably not going to. So we were able to... we actually signed Patterson. Cordero Patterson, I'm surprised he took probably about 1.5 mil a year. DJ Hayden, very cheap deal. Morris, a very cheap deal. We really need a cornerbacks big time. We only have 2 of them before I just made those plays. And the big thing, I think, is DJ Hayden. He actually looks like he could be a decent safety, especially for a backup. Exactly, 78 overall, has a strong safety. So that's a, potential move. 1st and 2nd pick, absolutely terrible. Like, that's great positioning, but it's just terrible. Every single rebuild we do, we get the best pick when we don't have a best player. So this is a great pick. I don't want their 3rd round pick. I'd rather have their 1st because I'm almost certain this is going to go. And it does. The 1st and 2nd overall pick are very sought after picks. A very good choice. So I'm happy with that. These first 2 picks, very solid, as we're able to trade down and get what we need. Nah, we got to go Bears. We already have a 2nd and 3rd round this year. This is a great spot for us. Derek Sparks better not go. We do get a 3rd round off him next year. I don't know if that was something that was tough to do or not. They might actually take that safety. Well, 100% we're taking the safety here. Hopefully he's a good pick because he looks pretty decent. What was his projection, actually? Mid, so he's all right. Superstar, yes. Let's go. Here we go. 4th supposed to. We took him at 9. Great pick. Normally, oh, he's 24. That's why. I didn't see his age. If I would have known he was 24, I would have taken him instantly. So Derek Sparks, going to be a stud. Superstar, number 2 overall. Look at the stats on the man. 77 speed. 82 acceleration. He is a thug. 81 overall already. I don't know what position he'd be better for. If he goes up at defensive end, though, obviously we're taking him. This is mid-3rd, so he should be there still. He is. He's looking good. What has he got? Normal development trait. He was kind of worth it. Pretty solid, but I'm really surprised he had normal. That's the only thing I'm going to say. So it is what it is. 3rd round draft pick. We usually don't draft around this round. Nothing too spectacular. Normal development trait, but he was projected to go in the 66th spot. So that's not bad. The next guy, I think, was the better of the 2, so hopefully he has some extra spectacular stats, or he just has a quick development trait. And superstar! Oh, boy! We found ourselves a steal. So a guy that was projected mid-2nd round, speediest back in the draft, superstar development trait. That is a shocker. That's definitely the best gem we've ever had. Because the strong safety we got with superstar development traits obviously going to start. We have a conundrum. We have a really good team. We're probably going to have to start trading players off for corners or something because we have a lot of depth that we don't need to keep. So we'll have to take care of that, and then we'll be back. I'm just surprised that we landed such a good rookie running back in the 6th round, which we could have waited till the 7th, basically. Absolutely insane. Such a steal. So we could see that Star Lutulele, 27 years old, has a lot of offers. On the thing, it said there's a move that he could be going to the Cowboys. I don't know if that's the biggest need or something, but I automatically assumed that they had the biggest want for him. But that's really not the case. They offered him a 3rd. So this was actually not a hard trade to get. Take it, we did kind of give him a lot of value. But Star Lutulele, a 1st round and a 3rd round draft pick for Patrick Peterson. I really didn't expect to get him as easily as we did. Not that it was the most easy trade I've ever had in my life, but at the same time, for Patrick Peterson, one of the best cornerbacks in the league, you expect to lose a little bit more than we did. So Jay Stu, a 2nd and 3rd round this year for Jordan Matthews. A little bit of a over trade, but you can see we have 3 1st round draft picks, 3 2nd round draft picks, and all of our normal stuff for next year. So we're not really hurting too much in that category. So we are going to actually move Casey Hayward to free safety. He goes from an 83 overall cornerback to a 87 overall free safety, giving us the option to trade Trey Boston and Anthony Barr. 33rd pick overall? That's pretty good. Yes, Anthony Barr, 1st round and 2nd round for Jalen Ramsey. Simply put, Funchess, Tolbert, and Trey Boston for a 1st round from the Bengals. Huge, great trade for them. Here we trade a 1st round that we just got from the Bengals and Daryl Morris to the Niners for their 1st round draft pick. So this is our team. I think we built a very solid squad. The problem is there is going to be a ridiculous amount of re-signings next year. And honestly, it's going to result in us having to trade a few of these players off before the season's over, I would assume. We've built a decently young team, but I don't know if we really gathered a whole lot of money. Like, these guys are going to be requiring some insane deal. Patrick Peterson, I think he just goes up. Jalen Ramsey is going to need a deal. Quan Short just got signed. Fletcher Cox probably needs a deal. Either way, if we can just keep this team together for just this year, it's got to be a Super Bowl. It's Super Bowl time in Carolina. It is. I really like the former rugby player Ethan Gunter as a right guard. He can move fast for the size of the guy. Hanson Morrow has been by his father's side on the sideline during football games since he could walk, and Gunter is from the right guard spot. So I'm going to keep Zach Martin 100%. At the same time, though, well, let's just put it this way. Linebacker in general and guard is a position we could draft in the draft that would be decent. Lots of names like we expected. Not quite everyone. I'm just hoping we turn this thing around, because if we have a bad record and or miss the playoffs, I'm going to be very disappointed. But obviously, at minimum, we need to make the playoffs. 0-2 is rough. 2 players regressed, but we did end up with a bye week, so I would assume Cordero's one of the regressors. Tyrone Keith, his awareness went down. Under 4 yards per carry. Probably played very badly. Shit, man. That's rough, because that's a guy I really wanted to play well. Quarterback went way up. Landry went pretty high up. Try Turner went all right. Zach Martin did pretty well. Defensively, we had a couple of guys that were up to all good. What was our record? 11-4-1. Solid. Solid work there. Did we get any awards? Cam Newton did pretty solidly. Threw a little bit more picks than I thought. Tyrone Keith, 7 fumbles. Cordero Patterson, though, man, as we, I believe it was in the Vikings rebuild, he was very solid for us as well. And this is the first time, I think, in rebuild history, for at least me, that we've had the backup running back with a better yards per carry than the starter. Of course, our starter was a rookie, but that's still besides the point. Offensive line play, everyone did pretty solidly. Bakhtiari actually disappoints a bit there. Fletcher Cox does well. The youngster didn't really perform too well. Quan Short did well as a backup. Casey Hayward with 6 interceptions. Could be DB of the year, hopefully. Luke Kuechly did well. Maybe Defensive Player of the Year. Graham Gano did well. Andy Lee apparently did bad, under 45 yards per carry. Or kick. Or punt anyways. Not carry. Offensive yards, 15th. Defense had to be in the top 5. Had to be. We have a really solid defense. Top 5 it is. Barely, but still in the top 5. Bell, do we have anyone on our team? Oh, Browns went 9-7. Fuck me. Cam Newton was close. Our coach was number 2. NFC Player of the Year. Do we have anyone? Panthers. Number 9, Defensive Player of the Year, number 4, and number 7. Offensive Rookie of the Year, our guy was number 2 to the Bears. Niners did bad at least. That's something we are happy about. Defensive Rookie of the Year, not even close. So, once again, very unfortunate that we didn't win a single goddamn award. Offensive line, of course, we finally win one. About damn time. DB of the Year, can we get that, please? Number 8 for Casey Hayward. What is this? Not a single award, man. That is so rough. But hey, let's take a look at the XP. Let's go to the bye week, actually. I'll show you guys that we didn't cheat either. Obviously, okay, the Cowboys, we lost to them earlier in the season. Hopefully the XP that we're going to spend will help big time. I did not mean to do that. Team schedule, regular season. So, of course, we took the first 2 L's. Falcons destroyed us. Oh, I don't know what the Buccaneers did. Oh, they might have showed that on the record since we're in their division. Barely lost to the Lions. Huge win streak. Tied to the Seahawks. So, I don't know how I feel about that record. Lots of wins, but a lot of close games. Obviously, you can't destroy everyone. The Buccaneers did decently. So, really, our picks are going to be all over the place. Darrell Williams, what the fuck did he do? Like, why is he on the list? Aw, Andrew Norwell shit, too. So here is the team after the upgrades. Jordan Matthews doesn't go up at all. Try Turner, I think he goes up. I think he went from 76 to 80. Don't really know any of the other guys. I think Lindsley's the same. Zach Martin's the same. No, Zach Martin is a 95. I don't know if he was 95 start of the season. Keith went up to 73 to a 77, which is nowhere near what I expected him to be this year, which really sucks. Landry goes from an 88 to a 92 because of the +2. Defensive, Blackburn goes to an 85 from an 80. Ramsey, I think, goes from 87 to 89. Peterson, 91 to 93. Sparks from 80 or 79 to 85. Really not 100% sure where everyone went. Shaq Thompson's an 88. I didn't expect that. Jalen went from 84 to 86, I believe. Our team's looking pretty solid. From these 2 squads, I would say the defense is better, but this offensive line is rated so damn high. One of the best offensive lines we've ever had. I don't actually sim over. 89 to their 78, or 87. I wish it was 78. So this could be one of our best teams, and I'm almost certain that didn't upgrade. This team's probably a 92 by now. There might be, 3rd and 7. Huge play to Jeromepkr. It's one thing that's going to hurt us overall is we don't really have that great of a running game. 2nd and 6, penalty on the offense. Finish the drive off with a touchdown, and that is most likely game. Some sort of turnover late there. Dak tries to score, and that just doesn't happen. Hopefully that's what happens in real life. I would love for the Packers to have a game where the Cowboys only score 19 points. That is an automatic win for the Green Bay team. Not a question. Cam Newton played terribly. Dak didn't play well, but, I mean, he is a youngster still after all. Tyrone Keith didn't really do well. Elliott dominated. Cordero Patterson did well. Landry did all right. So a couple of decent players here and there. Defensively, I think we did really well. Fletcher Cox with 1.5. Coney Ely with 1. Half goes to Pat Pete. Interceptions, we got 1 with Jalen Smith. 1 with Casey Hayward and 1 with Ramsey. The Rams, this is an easy win. 82 overall Rams. If we lose this, you know what? I'm not going to say that because that would be really harsh to you guys. But I was going to say if we lose to the Rams and Sim here, that I was going to end the rebuild. Finally get down the field. Bullshit. The Rams don't have a fucking offense, EA. Their offense is garbage. What is this? What is this? Getting on the field, but it doesn't matter. This is a joke, man. We just lost. A legit, like a normal rebuild person probably would have restarted that game. But I'm just going to show you how shit EA is. So after the sim, it actually updates to where we have a 95 offense, 97 defense, and 92 overall. Let's move on to the Pro Bowl where after that, the Super Bowl, easy win for the Steelers. I mean, how? How much money do we have left? I don't want Jordan. I just want to check the money. Coney Ely is expensive, but he's good. This is going to be his breakout year. So try Turner. It's all right. So, I mean, I'm fine with those guys going. The reason why I let Jordan Matthews go is I kind of feel someone decent might be here anyways. And there he is. Odell Beckham the third. Devonta Freeman's not really getting that much of an offer. It'd be nice to have him. A running back like Freeman would automatically assure us a spot in the Super Bowl, I think. And that's the kind of move you make. Like, look at Anunwa. Anunwa is getting some lowball, stupid shit deal. 85 points we finally got over to. Odell would be great for us. Odell Beckham has joined the Carolina Panthers. Top 5, probably. Top 2, actually. So let's trade this pick away to just about anything in the mid. So the Patriots are going to give us the whole house for that. Move on down. Later in this round. Colts, hello there. How you doing? I love how the Browns are so desperate that they were just gonna fucking give me their pick in the 30th spot. That's just a joke. I would never answer another call from him ever again. So he's supposed to go 31st, but hey, he's good enough to replace the old man Cockass. I don't know what the hell his goddamn name was. How much did we end up paying for that guard? Hopefully not more than $4 million a year, which we might have. About $4 million a year, not too bad. So we have a ridiculous amount of picks. I think what we're going to do is we're going to use some of this stuff to get any positions we might need. Holy fuck. And then we're going to just donate back to the teams that kind of helped us here, like the Browns and such. So we trade a whopping 3 first-round draft picks to the Rams for Aaron Donald. They now need a defensive tackle. We'll give them Kawan Short. So here they do have another, so they basically trade defensive tackles, not even that bad, and they gained 3 first rounds, a huge, great trade for them. So they took it for Bradbury, 2 first rounds and Bradbury for Trufant. So now with the most unstoppable team of all time, not really because we don't have a solid running back, and that's a huge position on this game, but with a great team, we are going to most likely win the Super Bowl this year. We better at least. Blackburn looking good, cornerbacks looking spectacular. The pass rush, not as great as most of our rebuilds, but overall still decent enough with Donald now in there at defensive tackle. Overall, a pretty damn solid team. Rookie kicker and punter, which is all right to me. They'll fill that kicker spot. So hopefully, a nice 13-3 season and a Super Bowl win. So we are 2-0, and we have some re-signings. I want to take a quick peek. I think Greg Olsen would be one of those guys we would let go. Casey Hayward, Shaq Thompson. So once again, another year where, I mean, unless we're broker than I thought, which we kind of are, but really we'd look for a new tight end, and holy shit. It must be that left outside linebacker. Like, I bet you if I actually put Shaq Thompson as a right outside linebacker, his money would go down. Like, look at the deal. He wants more than $10 million a year. Wide receiver. Uh-oh. I know he's a speedy guy, but still, that's pretty awesome. Marshall Harden and Charlie Waddy. And of course, hey, Cam Newton MVP. Hello, pal. Sorry I talk shit. 14-2, even better than I thought. I said 13-3. Sick. Look at this team schedule. Winning. Wow, Eagles, rest in peace. Although the games we lost were in the division to two potentially terrible teams, and the last two games, 63 points. That's the most I've ever seen in Sim. 63, our running back, please. 7 touchdowns, Cam. We raped the Packers. Cam Newton, 23.3 yards a carry. Take away 300 yards and 7 touchdowns. What does Cam Newton look like? A basic quarterback. Tyrone Keith destroyed the league this time around. Fuck's sake. Cordero did really well, too. Man, we dominated. Jarvis Landry did not do well. He just had a really good game. That's it. See the blocking? The youngster did really well. Holy shit. Okay, they're not as good as I thought. It's just that one game, they absolutely went off. Sacks, 10 for Donald. Nothing spectacular. A little disappointing. Rookie kicker did very well. Pierman did over 45, which is nice. Had to be very close. We're number 1 in offense, 100%. Yep, because those rush yards are ridiculous. Over 2,000, over 4,000 passing. Defensive yards, we'll just go into it because I really want to see if we're number 1 and number 2. We are number 1 and number 1. Take a look at the awards. As we know, we got a decent bit of them. Hopefully, Cam Newton. Pete Carroll wins Coach of the Year. That's interesting. Offensive Player of the Year, Cam Newton. Defensive Player of the Year, Kuechly. Bobby Wagner over Kuechly. The Seahawks are cock-blocking hard. Offensive Rookie of the Year, I don't even think we had one. Defensive Rookie of the Year, we had a lineman, that's all. Cam Newton. Aaron Rodgers threw 4 picks in that game. He must have just had a bad game. Tyrone Keith gets outperformed by Elliott. That's rough. Offensive line, we had 3 guys. We became like the new Cowboys, and we only have one of their players. Like normally when you're the new Cowboys, you usually have a lot of their players, but we didn't. Best kicker, they had a rookie win it, but where's our guy? Nowhere to be found, of course. So let's get, what's our ranking? Let's see our overalls. 84. White. Damn, our team actually did really well, man. This is exactly the season I expected. I mean, about damn time. I guess I'll show you guys the XP, and then we'll upgrade after I use the Coach XP. I don't want to do anything stupid like that. 34K, 31K. This team is going to be primed. It's going to be one of our best. I don't know if it's going to be the best, but pretty freaking close. So I'm not 100% sure exactly who all went up, but Keith went to an 86 overall. Obviously has that +2. Cam Newton went up a little bit. Defense basically stayed the same, or at least they don't have any pluses on them. The fucking 11-5 Rams. Oh, we didn't even see who won a Super Bowl. We'll figure out a way to see that after, but I would assume the Steelers won, but they were on some sort of mission, man. 95 overall, and I don't even think it registered the position changes and all that shit, or the upgrades that we made. So we have some special team here, man. Penalty on the defense. I really thought we would be over these picks, and apparently we might be. Rams aren't the greatest team ever, but somehow they're winning, and we finally won that one, though. They have Riviera, ironically enough. I mean, what, Riviera, who's that? Odell Beckham at 80. That is so weird. Jared Goff was held to 60 yards, but while Cam Newton's got to upgrade his life. Damn, Tyrone Keith, you've made a difference, man. You went from 2.7 yards a carry to 5.5 against the Rams. Look at that. Look at that. Cordero just doing what he always does. Odell, all right. Defensively, no sacks. Apparently picked Jalen Smith, kicking 1 for 1. Just too damn good. 24-7, which is a really good statement considering the Rams seem to be a glitch on this game. It's going to be some decent team, I would assume. The Bears. What? So believe it or not, I just checked. I probably should have showed it, but whatever. I actually checked, and they did beat the Steelers. The Rams won a freaking Super Bowl. What is life? 95 overall to their 85. I don't know if anyone could really compete with us. The Steelers, they might be close, though. They might be like an 89. 89-90 by now. Steelers are, of course, in the Super Bowl. Rest in peace, Chargers, man. That is just rough. 2 straight losses to the Steelers. That would suck, though. Like, that doesn't really happen often in the league, but that's like, how do you, as a fan, defend that? That is just tough. Speaking of tough, Bears in a tough situation playing against us. At this point, there's just no chance they can beat us, so this is exactly the outcome that should happen every time we play a team from here on out. Even the Steelers, who are decent, Bears don't get a touchdown. I'm just going to sim it to the next quarter. I'm very confident in our team to win 41-6. Maybe get one last scored on the field, and we don't. But hey, 41-9 anyways. Didn't really perform. He was very accurate, though. Parker McKenzie does not look exactly like his guy. Holy shit! I was wondering why Cam got away with it. Tyrone Keith, 6.4 yards a carry, 238 yards, 4 touchdowns. I don't know how he came on so strong. The development trait is just so freaking beast, which is why I got so excited about him when we snagged him late. Jalen Ramsey with a pick. Perfect for both kickers. Unfortunately, kicking the ball isn't usually what wins you games. How do you beat the number one? It's impossible. You just don't do it. They're 90, though. I said they could be high. I thought they were at 89, but 90 overall. The Steelers, if anyone, have probably the best shot to do it. 3rd and 12. We do stop them. I thought they went for it. I was about to say, oh, what? I'm redoing it. No. We're redoing it. Okay, you guys know 100% the Steelers win here. And if we win, I think we're going to do another sim. You know, we're gonna do a fast sim. We're just gonna sim right to the end of the game, and then if we win that game, then we're gonna do another slow sim for the tiebreaker. But if they win there, then hey, they deserved it. So we simmed a second time, and it's safe to say we won. Not a crazy outcome. Oh, hello there. Best move for them. Do we go for a field goal? Are they gonna get the onside? Did they do it? Cam Newton-Neal. So technically we won there, but if you look at the facts tell you that the Steelers destroyed us. We do a second one, and we only win by 2. So this tiebreaker really isn't going to mean a lot in my personal brain thought. My thought is Steelers won. They were the better team. We make a crazy turnover there, end of the second quarter, to make for a 1-point victory so far, lead anyways. 2 straight field goals, which is fine because we are still in striking distance. Take the field goal. I guess a decent decision. Is some sort of turnover maybe? Or not? I don't know. 3rd and 20. They have to punt. We have the ball, but we're going backwards. Here's another punt. Don't know how this... Oh, 3rd and 4. Intercepted by Pat Pete. Run in for the touchdown by Tyrone Keith. Very crazy outcome there. It's going to be a punt, so all the Panthers had to do is waste the clock. Something they could not do. And a 3rd and 6, 70-yard Martavis Bryant touchdown. Good job us to play defense. Getting down the field nicely here with some quick strikes. And are we going to score? We do with another rushing touchdown. So with 3 minutes left, can Big Ben take it down the field? He can't. But the defense still has another shot. Is that what they're going to do? They don't stop us yet. This is their last chance. Do we win the Super Bowl? I think we do. 50-50, but I mean, at the end of the day, best 2 out of 3, and we did take it technically. I do think the first one was a fluke. If you watch these last 2 games, hey, it was close, both games. The first one was a fluke. There was no way we would lose that badly. At the end of the day, I'll say we're co-Super Bowl winners. First ever co-Super Bowl. Super Bowl MVP is, of course, the running back, who is playoffs MVP as well. Huge up-and-comer in this league. Tyrone Keith is a monster. He did fumble, though. That's a bit depressing. Martavis Bryant, touchdown. Jarvis Landry, Antonio Brown. Lots of sacks given up on both ends. Coney Ely finally showing up. Fletcher Cox at 1.5. Half for Ramsey. Always the corner blitzes. 2 picks for us on defense. A missed field goal. That is unacceptable. And no touchdowns in the kick return game, so we won the Super Bowl, kinda, yay. So that's most likely going to be the rebuild. Let me know what you guys thought. Maybe like the video. I don't remember what our last likes were, but it's always try to, always try to hit 300 if you guys can. That would be insane. And if we hit 500, I think this will make the #1 spot on the list for a potential future comeback series where we... Not series, just video maybe where we go through whatever files we have at the time and just take a look at them and see how far they can actually go from there. So this would be #1 if we get 500 likes. So Panthers fans, get those thumbs up ready. It's whatever though. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it in the least. Maybe check out the other videos on the channel or just the next video. But until next video, see ya!